What is up, 12s? Norb Kawili here, Norb Cam. Man, it's been a while. I apologize for not having posted one of these in such a long time, but it's just been busy, holidays and trying to get everything done and working on these other videos, arrivals, and these other ones. So it's just been kind of nuts, and trying to keep up with the games. But man, I'm glad to be talking to you now because, boy, I've never felt so good about being at a point of the season like we are right now. And I know the whole city, everybody, all the Seahawks fans around the world are feeling it. And it's pretty exciting, especially this close to Christmas and the final game of the season right around the corner. Man, what a turn this season has taken. And just so happy how things are going. So I just wanted to say before I even start out being in this whole happy mode and everything that there's the end of the year's coming up, Christmas and everything, and just really happy, thankful to my wife and my kids, to my mom and dad, and to the Seahawks. The Seahawks, I'm sure for you guys too, the Seahawks has brought so much fun and excitement and joy into my life and to so many others. And I think of all these other crappy teams around the league that people are fans of and going through heartache right now and not being in the postseason and feeling like hopeless, either without a quarterback or just messy coaching situations and all that. And here we are feeling like you got everything you need and then some. So thank you to the Seahawks for making life so awesome as a football fan, as a Seattle fan, and especially to you guys for hanging in there, for following my channel, watching my videos, especially after going through that whole YouTube situation where they started taking down a lot of my videos, and thanks for hanging in there and continuing to stick with me and continue to build up the fan base and everything like that. So I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun doing all this YouTube stuff, and man, just thrilled. So if you haven't yet, for those of you who are new, please subscribe. I'm going to just kind of leave the subscribe button on here or something so you guys can just click on it. It's always appreciated. It helps me out in terms of building my YouTube channel. And if you haven't seen yet, make sure you check out my Playoffs With You holiday music video. It's a parody of the song Sleigh Ride, but I made it for the Seahawks and their playoff run coming up here. So check that out. Put the link right there for you. A lot of fun. So just put up this morning. So I'm looking forward to seeing how far it gets. But it's a fun little Christmas holiday song. So enjoy it. All right. Okay, where do I start? Well, I guess we got to start by talking about that Arizona Cardinal beatdown in the desert. Man, that was such an awesome game. I mean, I was confident we would win, but as usual, I was as nervous as hell. And, I always fear that something's going to go wrong for us, that there's going to be some kind of turnover or special teams muff or something like that. And, man, the guys just, they performed better than I could have imagined beyond my wildest dreams. It was a frustrating early first half with all the penalties we were having, missing the field goals. And it just felt like another one of those games where we should be winning by such a larger margin. I don't know how many times this year you felt like, man, we should be killing these guys, and you feel like you're up by a score. And it was like that for a long time. And the penalties, geez, we had 100 yards of penalties in the first half. And so, that's obviously been a problem all season long. But to give them credit, though, they cleaned that up in the second half and only got one penalty, and so that was really, really impressive. But, man, talking about just wearing and beating a team down, I mean, let's look at these numbers, right? Okay, so Seattle won Final score was 35-6. Should have been more like 41 or 44 if we'd even just gotten a couple of those field goals. Probably could have been a shutout because the Cardinals only got those 6 points off of the missed field goals that gave them really good field position. Otherwise, if we didn't give them that field position, they would have been stuck in their own 20-yard line all day long. So we held them, or offensive-wise, we had a franchise record 596 yards, 267 yards rushing, 329 yards passing. I think that was a record day for Russell. That's against the number 5 ranked Cardinals defense. They're no slouch, so to put up those kind of numbers against these guys is amazing. Luke Wilson, 3 receptions, 139 yards, 2 TDs with that long one of 80 yards. And Marshawn Lynch, 10 carries after starting the game off with that upset stomach situation. All of us were wondering, oh my gosh, what's happening to beast mode? I'm all thinking he's got a bad back or whatever. And threw down a few Skittles and he was good to go. The magic Skittle medicine. So finished with 10 carries, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns, and of course the long 79-yard, longest of his career, 79-yard one that was almost as good as the Beastquake run. Not quite in the sense of in the original one he had to break and drag so many defenders with him, but man, that was pretty impressive. Just how he looked like that play was going to end, and then he just busted through there and kept it alive and kept going. And big credit to Ricardo Lockette for his role in helping block downfield for Marshawn. That guy came out of his right split end position, came down, made a block down the middle, chased after Marshawn, hit the defender as he was about to go out of bounds. Hit I think Cromartie, who had already been stiff-armed out of bounds, kept him out of the play. Got running again, caught up to Marshawn, and then kept the other defender from. I don't think he would have got him anyway, but it was just cool to see him sort of cut him off. The last guy who had even a shot at him, cutting him off to allow Marshawn to free jump into the end zone. So that was awesome. It was just great. And then watching the sideline go crazy, and Pete Carroll and Earl Thomas diving in there, second guy running off the sideline. I was wondering where he came from because I was scanning the sideline on the replays. I could not see him anywhere. And all of a sudden he's like in the pile, right after he scores. So he must have been sprinting fast from wherever he came from. Just amazing to watch that. And can you imagine if he'd made that run in Seattle, how crazy that place would have been. It definitely would have been Beastquake 2. But that was awesome. So what else? One of the things I've been harping about all season long, they did a good job of 2 for 2 in the red zone. So that allowed us to, actually the first score we had was that long touchdown, but getting those touchdowns instead of field goals, I mean, again, especially considering the off day that Hauschka was having, it was great to get in the end zone every opportunity that we had. So, that was nice. I mean, the offense just seemed like it turned a corner, being able to do all those things that they did. So, on the defensive side, what can you say? I mean, our defense was as advertised. Once again, holding the opponent, the Cardinals, to no touchdowns, just 2 field goals that they were granted nice field position for on. Held them to 216 total yards, 29 yards rushing. Are you kidding me? 29 yards rushing. And 187 yards passing. A lot of that coming in garbage time at the end of the game. But yeah, total defensive domination. And man, I mean, just this defense. I mean, you just feel more and more like they are as good as. Or I think they're actually, statistically speaking, they are actually performing better than last year. And we thought last year was, historically, a one-of-a-kind historic team that could never replicate that sort of performance. And here they are doing it again, even better. Just amazing. Chris Collinsworth described it as magic, and it really does feel like the team has got all kinds of magic happening with it, starting with Russell. The things he's able to do, just amazing. Speaking of Wilson, a lot of historic things besides the defense, but Wilson, he already had, as of last week, the record for most wins by a QB in the first 3 seasons, which was 24. I think now he's up to 25 or something like that. But it's So I mean, he's a winner. I mean, that's the bottom line, and he just continues to just showcase what he can do in big games like that, and show the world really who we have this identity that we're just a great defense with no offense, no receivers, no quarterback, and it was cool to have that kind of explosion and show the world we got more than just a great defense. Sherman, laying a little bit of history down, got that late pick of Lindley. He became only one of 3 corners to have 24 picks in his first 4 seasons, and that was awesome. That was well deserved, and it's just that guy has just been locked down. I mean, can't throw to him, and it's amazing that he's gotten that many interceptions, considering the fact that half the time, or more than half the time, quarterbacks don't throw to him, and yet he still gets the picks. I mean, that's how good he is. He makes the most of every opportunity he has, and it was great to see with, especially with, Patrick Peterson and that secondary over there, he's paid more than Sherman and claiming to be better than him. Watching him just their team get eaten alive and watching him get thrown down by Lynch. I mean, that was just, to me, poetic justice. Just to see not only insult to injury, the way the Seattle just put those guys in their place, and just to take all the wind out of their sails. They were flying high going into this game thinking that they had a chance to win home field advantage and do it in front of a national audience and stake their claim, and instead Seattle just snuffed that dream out real quick and kind of put more reality as to what they really got, because I don't know how they've been able to string these wins together. It's pretty amazing, and you got to give credit to their coach Bruce Arians for having pulled that off, but it just shows you that who they really are, and you put them against a good team. I mean, you've got to have a quarterback, and unfortunately, if they had Carson Palmer still, they probably would be a force to be reckoned with. But without a quarterback, they're not going to go far. I mean, they could be one and done, as far as I know, but they may end up being on the road because of them getting knocked down from this whole thing. So we'll see. We've got one more game. So it's not over yet, but at least we are definitely in the playoffs, and now we just got to get that number 1 seed. Continuing more history, or our record, Seahawks are 13-1 in primetime games under Pete Carroll. Elfie, come here.
Hi.
Who just woke up? Good morning. Did you have to sleep well? Mm-hmm. You want to say hi to all the 12th man out there?
Hi.
Just got out of bed. Nessa's awake too?
Oh, I went down and
Yeah? Nessa?
What, Nessa?
Guess who's up?
I'm downstairs.
Hold on a second. Okay. Where was I? I think I was talking about primetime games, right? So, so Seahawks are 13-1 in primetime games, which is amazing. And the other cool coincidence, a couple of cool coincidences as far as this whole, destiny for the Super Bowl repeat is. Last road game last year we played in MetLife Stadium, which was sort of the, preview tour of where the Super Bowl is going to be played. And once again, our last away game of this season happens to be the site of the Super Bowl as well. Super Bowl 49 played in Arizona. So pretty cool. And then there was also another stat. Actually, it was David Sean put on Facebook this interesting stat just about consecutive teams that have won consecutive Super Bowls. Interesting enough, the Cowboys did it in 1993-94. The Patriots did it 2003, 2004. And of course, this last year, Seahawks 2013, and this is 2014. And guess what? Each of those back-to-back Super Bowl teams were exactly 10 years apart. Isn't that interesting? 93, 2003, and now it's 2013, 2014. So it would be very fitting for that to happen, just to sort of make that pattern of a decade apart for repeat Super Bowl teams to continue. Wouldn't that be awesome? Anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool stat. Let's see, where else are we? Oh, so this is kind of old news. It already happened a few days ago, but pretty cool that last week Seattle continued to invest in the defense that it's this championship defense that is built up by extending KJ Wright, giving him a 4-year extension on Thursday last week for $27 million. And then the following day, on Blue Friday, Cliff Averill got himself a 4-year extension worth about $28 million. Very close, slightly different, but overall about the same deal. Just ensures that this defense is going to be together. The core of this defense will be together for the next several years, which is fantastic to think about. So, of course, next year it's going to be Russell and Bobby Wagner's turns, I'm sure, up next. And then the big question mark, Marshawn Lynch. I've been saying all along, I just think they can't get rid of this guy, but it's, we'll see what happens. But, after that last performance, it's hard to imagine them not wanting to keep him signed, you know what I mean? I sure hope they keep him signed, because I think that dude's still got at least a good couple years left in the tank. So I hope they get it done. It would be so awesome to have this team back again. Technically he's under contract. He can't go anywhere next year. He could retire, but Seattle really has the control. If they choose not to pick up the last year of that contract, they could drop him. But it's just a question of how they already plan to pay the money or not. I'm sure they already know. They're just not saying anything, so we'll see. But anyway, that's I think that's about it about the Arizona game. Just awesome. And I want to say a special shout out to Rich Schauger and his friend Ken, who invited me and my dad to come join his crew over at Toledo Casino's Player Suite. And that was awesome. I'm going to post that video up of the Norb cam of that game. And we had a blast. It was a wild party. By the time the fourth quarter came around, we were jumping around, everything, drinks were spilling everywhere. It was crazy, but all in good fun. So thanks again, Rich, for inviting us, and hopefully we can do this again next time. I don't know when next time will be, because the way we're going, we're not going to have any more away games, hopefully. And that last away game that we might have will hopefully be making a trip for. At least I'm planning to. So, all right. Well, let's focus on, before we get too carried away with Super Bowls and stuff. We got another game to play still, and of course that's the Rams for the season finale on Sunday. And while once again I think we've got the edge on this game, the Rams did beat us in their house earlier this year, but we were a very different team, and it was a weird point in the season, if you recall. We had been struggling against the run. We had just lost to Dallas. We had just let go of Percy Harvin, so the team was just in a weird funk at that time. And of course, even then, we still statistically beat them, but gave up all those crazy plays, the fake punts, and long kickoff returns, that we just don't normally do. So I just don't see the Rams pulling that fast one on us again. So we should win this game. We're going against a backup quarterback again. We ought to dominate this game. So that being said, the keys are you got to play the game, and I think we just got to do what we've been doing. Dominate the run game on both sides, run the ball, stop the run, minimize the penalties, don't turn the ball over, and protect Russell, which they did that, and that was the formula that worked. So, and of course, don't blow special teams. Don't fall for any of them dumb tricks. So we do all that, and we should win very comfortably. I'm confident we will. We're home. We're at home, baby. As far as the playoffs are concerned, basically, I think it's very clear. It was a little murky last week, but now that everything's been played out this past weekend, all we got to do, we're in the playoffs, so we're in no matter what. But if we win this game, and the Packers and Lions, who play for their finale, doesn't end in a tie, that one of those teams wins, doesn't matter who, as long as a team wins, walks away with a win, we will get the number 1 seed, which is first round bye and home field advantage throughout the playoffs, just like last year. And I like our chances for the Super Bowl if that's the formula. So as far as the NFC playoff picture is concerned, we've got basically Detroit, Dallas, the Packers, and it's just a question, is it the Falcons or is it the Panthers? And of course your Seahawks. So almost that whole picture has been figured out, but I've been thinking about these teams. Do any of these teams really scare you as far as who we might have to face? I mean, Packers, yeah, we beat them once this year at our house, but they're always dangerous, so they could be tough. Falcons, don't think so. Dallas, they're playing really well right now, so they could. And again, they beat us in our house, so they could be a tough matchup. And in Detroit, actually, I think it would be fun to see a Detroit game. I think we would fare well against them. They got a pretty good defense and good passing game, but it would be fun to just see the Golden Tate reunion with this crowd. See how he's welcomed back. That would be fun just from a fan standpoint, just to watch that whole situation play out. But I think we can beat any of these teams. I think we can beat any team in the NFL. The toughest team in the AFC is probably the Patriots. But I think the bottom line is, with the defense and run game that we got, I'm confident in our ability to stop the run with anybody. We can shut down anybody's receivers. And like last year, having gone through this stretch of games where we're playing really good defenses like 49ers, the Cardinals, and then Sunday, St. Louis, it just sharpens up your team for the postseason. And with last year, when we played Denver, I mean, it felt like we were like, wow, this is easy compared to what we've just been through. So I think that's pretty dang good for a formula for what we got going for us. All we got to do is get out of our own way. I've been saying it all year. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to penalties and just self-inflicted mistakes that kill our drives and take us out of field goal, a good field position. So we just clean that up, play our game, disciplined football. Don't line up offsides, things like that. False starts, drive me crazy. We should be fine. So I'm feeling really good. Can't wait. It's going to be crazy on Sunday, knowing what's at stake, and with the last regular season, people are going to be out of their minds this game. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So, with that, I've been meaning to do some shout-outs to some folks out there, some of you guys who've been watching, and finally this is my chance to do it. So, shout-out to Mark Bryant. Thanks for tuning in to Norbcam. Rachel Donaldson, who sent me a pic of her 2 kids watching Norbcam all the way from Charleston, South Carolina. So thank you for watching. Thank you, dear kids, for watching. Brendan Brazier in Burbank, California, animation guy. Chris Laup in Rathdrum, Idaho. And shout out to Amy and Kent. These are friends of my buddy who I go to the games with, Pat, who live down in Arizona, close to where. So shout out to you guys. And Jason Christopher, and he and I had a little conversation about this, but Jason lost his girlfriend in a tragic car accident earlier this year. So hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with me, and hope things, turn out and go well for you, man. Finally, to Justin and your friends who were at the 49er game, it was pretty cool that we were standing in line at the Ivers Fish and Chips concession stand, and they turned around, they're like, hey, it's Norbcam. So we kind of chatted, took some pictures and stuff, and then Justin was kind enough to buy us our food, which is really cool. Really appreciate that. All right, so and then again, thanks to all of you guys for watching. I'll try to do more shout outs. It helps if you can send me an email at norb@norbcam.com, and just send me a picture. Send me a picture of yourself in 12th gear or watching NorbCam or something, and I'll put you on the next video. Okay. Man, that's it. I think that's it. We're good to go. Number 1 seed, Super Bowl. It's right there for the taking. So, all right, next time I guess I'll talk to you guys. Will probably be after the Rams game, talking about the playoff picture, and where we're playing, hopefully at home, and who will be playing. So, let's get her done. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit the button right there if you haven't already, and yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you guys. All right, thanks again. Go Hawks.
Thank you for watching NorbCam. To subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the button at the top. To watch Rivals Episode 5, my Eminem Monster-inspired trash talk music video with Philadelphia, click the video on the left. To watch Rivals 6, where I get into it with a 49ers fan you might recognize, click the video in the middle. To watch Playoffs with You, the holiday music video, click the video on the right. Happy holidays, everyone, and check out NorbCam.com. Thanks for watching. Go Hawks!